What up, YouTube. It is cold in here, but I don't want to get up and turn the AC off because it get too hot. Check it out without a doubt, man. Why Denzel Washington and Spike Lee refuse to work with Tyler Perry. Now, y'all know, everybody know by now, I think that's the fastest news that went around. Tyler Perry got a lawsuit that he tried to pull the dude's underwear down. How in the world? You don't just walk around in a man's underwear? I don't even want to shake a man's hand. You putting your hands on somebody's underwear and inviting them to spend the night at your house? Oh, come on, man. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I would let somebody spend the night, you know. Oh my God, that's crazy. But at the same time, nah, cuz, man, niggas is crazy, man. Niggas crazy. People crazy, man. I can't get the thought out my head. Y'all know Tyler Perry. I already said that before. Tyler Perry laid hands on TD Jakes. They all run in the same circle, man. They all connected. Trust me. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out.
I'm not done now.
I'm not done
the
now.
devil goes, oh no, leave him alone. Hey, he's my favorite. Don't bother him.
A lot of stuff that's on today is coonery and
Shout out to
buffoonery.
Spike Lee.
And I know it's making a lot of money.
I will punch the hell out of you. Say something else.
That is my answer to Spike Lee. Go to hell.
Word is, Denzel and Spike flat out refuse to work with Perry. And it's not just about his Medea wig. From Spike slamming Perry's work as coonery to rumors that Denzel can't stand Perry's ego or hunger for fame, the drama runs deep.
There's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong.
Add in whispers about Perry's and his reputation for being difficult, and you've got a recipe for a long-standing Hollywood freeze-out.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture.
So what's really behind this trio's icy dynamic? Is it ego, artistic pride, or something more personal? Let's break it all down. Hollywood is no stranger to silent feuds, but the tension between Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, and Tyler Perry has been quietly boiling for years, and the silence speaks louder than any public fallout ever could. While none of the three have ever sat down and aired it all out in front of a camera, the breadcrumbs are there, scattered through interviews, comments, and choices made over time. And when you put it all together, the picture isn't pretty. It starts with Spike Lee, a man never known to sugarcoat his opinions. Back in the early 2010s, he publicly blasted Tyler Perry's films, calling them nothing short of coonery and buffoonery. That's not just a passing jab. That's a direct accusation that Perry's work plays into damaging stereotypes about black people, especially in his Medea-centered films. Spike, who spent his career trying to elevate the image of black Americans on screen, clearly saw Perry's empire as a step backward, and he wasn't subtle about it either.
Yet, if those films, I mean, we're talking about Tyler Perry at this point.
After making it big at the box office, Tyler Perry moved into television with his hit sitcom House of Pain. But during talks for a big syndication deal and a spin-off show called Meet the Browns, things got messy. According to Deadline, Perry fired 4 writers who had asked for union contracts. This caused a lot of controversy in the industry. One of the writers, Terry Jackson, told Deadline, "We were good enough to create over 100 episodes, but now that the show is making more money and getting spin-offs, he let us go unless we accepted a bad deal." In response to the dispute, Perry said he now writes everything himself, but his problems with unions didn't stop there. In 2015, 2 major actor unions, SAG-AFTRA and Actors Equity, told their members not to work on Perry's stage play Medea on the Run. This was because his company refused to sign union contracts. While Perry is clearly focused on keeping control and boosting profits, not everyone in the industry agrees with how he handles things.
What? There's a camera on you, baby. Is there a camera on me right back behind you? Oh, hello. Praise the Lord. We'd like to tell everybody in Dallas that we are on our way. Thank you.
In the wake of the success of House of Pain and Meet the Browns, African-American journalist and cultural critic Jamila Lemieux penned an open letter to Tyler Perry, which was published by NPR. In her letter, Lemieux expressed her discomfort with Perry's use of stereotypes in his work. She wrote, "Through her, the country has laughed at one of the most important members of the Black community, Mother Dear, the beloved matriarch. I just can't quite get with seeing Mother Dear played by a 6'3" man with prosthetic breasts flopping in the wind. Our mothers and grandmothers deserve much more than that. Heck, our fathers and grandfathers deserve more. Mr. Perry, you have told the Hollywood old guard to kiss your backside, and I appreciate that, brother. But many Black folks have expressed some of the very same attitudes about your work that white critics have. Viewers have started to notice patterns in how Tyler Perry casts his characters, leading to conversations about his business choices. Some people believe that Perry often shows dark-skinned characters as villains, while lighter-skinned characters are portrayed as heroes in his films and TV shows. Perry, for his part, didn't take it lying down.
Pitiful Black woman being by a no-good, dark-skinned man, and then saved and rescued by the perfect light-skinned man.
He fired back in interviews saying Spike's criticism pissed him off and insisting that his work resonates deeply with Black audiences, particularly Black women, and provides jobs and visibility to a community that Hollywood often overlooks. But despite the back and forth, what never happened was any sort of collaboration or reconciliation. The bad blood just lingered. His films might not always be blockbuster hits, but Spike takes serious pride in the narratives he creates. For him, it's about showing love and respect to the Black community through his art, and that's something he's never willing to compromise on, even if it means making less money at the box office.
A lot of this is on us. You know, you vote with your pocketbook, your wallet, you vote with your time. Sit in front of the idiot box.
But Tyler Perry didn't just sit back and take Spike's criticism. Oh no, he fired back hard. It all went down in 2009 during an interview on 60 Minutes when they brought up Spike Lee's criticisms of Perry's work. And let me tell you, Perry did not hold back. He was clearly fed up with hearing Spike's name tossed around every time his movies got mentioned. In fact, Perry went so far as to say that Spike could go straight to hell.
Punch the hell out of you. Say something else.
That is my answer to Spike Lee. Go to hell.
Perry wasn't in the mood for any of Spike's critiques, especially the ones about coonery and buffoonery. He was basically telling Spike to mind his own business and stop taking shots at him, and other big names like Oprah and Clint Eastwood. Perry made it clear he wasn't about to let Spike's criticism slide. "I'm so sick of hearing about damn Spike Lee," Perry said, as reported by Box Office magazine. "Spike can go straight to hell. You can print that. I am sick of him talking about me. I am sick of him saying, this is a coon. This is a buffoon. I am sick of him talking about Black people going to see movies. This is what he said. You vote by what you see. As if Black people don't know what they want to see. I am sick of him." He talked about Whoopi. He talked about Oprah. He talked about me. He talked about Clint Eastwood. Spike needs to shut the hell up. Even though Tyler Perry hit back at Spike in a big way, a lot of fans weren't buying his response. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Enter Denzel Washington. Unlike Spike, Denzel keeps his opinions under tight lock and key. He rarely speaks on other artists unless it's to praise them, but over decades in the business, he's never worked with Tyler Perry, never praised him publicly, and never even hinted at wanting to collaborate. And if you follow Denzel's career, that silence is telling. He's done multiple films with Spike. He's shown love to rising Black directors like Antoine Fuqua and Barry Jenkins. But Perry? Not a whisper. Industry insiders have long speculated that Denzel simply doesn't respect Perry's brand of storytelling. The whispers say Denzel sees Perry's work as melodramatic, shallow, and overly commercial, focused more on emotional manipulation and box office numbers than nuance or depth. And let's be real, Perry is known for writing, directing, producing, and even starring in his own films, all while resisting input from others. That kind of one-man show might rub someone like Denzel, who thrives in collaborative, craft-driven environments, the wrong way. To a seasoned actor who trained in the theater and built his legacy on hard-hitting drama, Perry's over-the-top characters and recycled plot lines could come across as, well, amateur. And it's not just about the content, it's about the image. Tyler Perry is flashy. He's constantly in the press for building the biggest studio in America, hanging out with Oprah, making billion-dollar moves, and hosting exclusive galas. Meanwhile, Denzel is notoriously private, grounded, and old school. He avoids the spotlight unless it's about the work. There's a real cultural clash here. One guy thrives off the spotlight, the other runs from it. One uses fame as a brand, the other treats it like a byproduct of craft. During an event, Chris Rock highlighted a recurring theme in Tyler Perry's movies, pointing out the limited portrayal of kind and respectful black-skinned boyfriends. He referenced Tupac Shakur to illustrate his point, suggesting that Perry's films could benefit from a broader range of character representation. Rock remarked, Tupac might be a political leader if he was alive, but then again, Tupac might be in a Tyler Perry movie right now, so you don't know. Tupac might be the bad, dark-skinned boyfriend in the Tyler Perry movie. Rock's argument implied that despite Tupac's renown as a rapper, Perry's casting tendencies might not align him with heroic roles. He added, I would hope he's a senator, but he might be kicking Jill Scott down a flight of stairs. In Tyler Perry movies, there's always okay. Rock's perspective echoed Spike Lee's criticism, both emphasizing concerns about the impact of Perry's perceived biased casting and storytelling choices on the film industry.
You know, are we going back to Mantan Moreland and sleep and eat?
Yet, if those films, we're talking about Tyler Perry.
Looking closer at the entertainment industry, one major issue that stands out is colorism. Hollywood has been heavily criticized for it, especially as social media campaigns, often starting with hashtags on Twitter, quickly gain traction and reach mainstream news. The spotlight on these problems grew even brighter in 2017, when Hollywood was rocked by a wave of allegations. One of the first big names called out was Harvey Weinstein, a convicted offender whose case helped expose the darker side of the industry's culture.
There's a new documentary that is all about the dark side of Hollywood and how some power players allegedly use their positions to prey on young aspiring actors.
After the #MeToo movement, Hollywood faced a wave of scandals that shook the industry. One notable incident was in 2019, when comedian Kevin Hart stepped down as host of the Oscars after old homophobic tweets resurfaced. Around the same time, the #Oscars So White campaign brought attention to the lack of diversity in award nominations, pushing for more recognition of people of color and marginalized communities. With all this controversy, what was once the glamorous Walk of Fame has started to feel more like a disappointing walk of shame, missing the shine it once had.
Kevin Hart has stepped down from hosting this year's Oscars. He put out a statement on Twitter tonight saying, I have made the choice to step down.
On a February afternoon in 1940s America, Hattie McDaniel made history by becoming the first African American to win an Oscar, taking home the award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Gone with the Wind. It was a groundbreaking moment in film history. But despite the achievement, the celebration was clouded by the harsh reality of segregation. The Oscars ceremony at the time was essentially a whites-only event. McDaniel and other black guests were separated from the main audience, highlighting the deep racial divide of the era. What should have been a moment of pride was instead a powerful reminder of the injustice that still lingered.
I sincerely hope I shall always be a credit to my race and to the motion picture industry. My heart is too full to tell you just how I feel.
80 years later, despite strides towards diversity, the film industry continues to grapple with persistent forms of discrimination. The 2020 Oscar ceremony was tainted by racial controversies, a sadly familiar occurrence for both viewers and industry insiders. Major snubs, like the omission of Lupita Nyong'o for her exceptional performance in the 2019 film Us, serve as poignant examples of this ongoing issue.
And the Oscar goes to Lupita Nyong'o.
Tyler Perry's movies and shows have often shown the unfair way dark-skinned black actors are treated. In many of his films, darker-skinned men are usually cast as the bad guys. A clear example is Steve Harris, who played Charles McCarter in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Even though Charles is a successful lawyer, he turns out to be a terrible husband. He cheats on his wife, Helen, and treats her badly, eventually kicking her out of their house. Another example is Blair Underwood, who played a character named Carlos in one of Perry's movies. Carlos is shown as a controlling investment banker who tries to dominate and control his girlfriend throughout the film. Blair Underwood, renowned for his role in L.A. Law, has been a prominent figure in Hollywood for over 4 decades. His illustrious career began in the 1980s, and he has navigated various phases as a black actor in the industry. Recently, Underwood offered insights into his early career and recounted an encounter with the legendary Oscar-winning actor Sidney Poitier.
And of course, this is what the kids are now calling a BLACKLISTED movie. black classic movie. Isn't that cute?
I heard that. I like that. A classic movie.
A classic.
Okay.
During the 1980s, the presence of black faces on screen was scarce, and the roles available were frequently limited and stereotypical, offering little diversity for black TV viewers. Blair Underwood experienced these challenges firsthand. Alongside Denzel Washington, he was regarded as a prime example of black male representation on TV and in film during that period, earning acclaim and recognition for their contributions.
You know, these 4 black women in the hood, and like, now we're gonna do girls in the hood, and there was a little pushback. Like, why they only want to see us as slaves or in the hood and Hollywood.
The 1990s continued to present challenges of limited and stereotypical roles for black actors. Blair Underwood remembered this period as one where virtually every black actor and actress in Hollywood, regardless of their fame or talent, found themselves auditioning for the same roles. This underscored the persistent lack of diverse opportunities in the industry. Philip Van Leer also got the chance to play a villain in Tyler's movies. He had a prominent recurring role in the first and second seasons of the show as a D-dealer.
No. Harry, Brenda, Harry.
Hey.
Harry's a high school coach.
Ion Overman's role as Linda Davis in Tyler Perry's Medea Goes to Jail is another example of how negative characters are often given to certain actors in his films. Linda is shown as a jealous assistant district attorney who's engaged to Joshua, but behind his back, she does shady things like fraud and messing with evidence. Ron Rico Lee also plays Chuck, another assistant district attorney and Joshua's friend in the same movie. Brian White played the villain in I Can Do Bad All by Myself, where he took on the role of Randy, an abusive boyfriend and the main bad guy in the story.
I seen the way you've been looking at me. See, this here my house, and I can let you and 2 little nappy boys stay here.
Right.
It's important to point out that in many of Tyler Perry's movies and shows, the characters who are shown in a negative light often treat women badly. This pattern has caught the attention of a lot of viewers and sparked ongoing conversations. For example, in shows like Brew and Sistas, this issue becomes more noticeable. Brew follows the lives of 4 black men as they deal with relationships, friendships, and careers. Even though they're not related by blood, their strong bond feels like family. Their friendship is full of love and support, which is clear from their bright, cheerful smiles in the promo pictures. Still, despite the positive portrayal of male friendship, the way some male characters treat women in Perry's stories continues to raise concerns for many viewers.
She says she moving in. She seemed nervous. I'm a little confused.
Wait. Okay, take it back.
Sistas seems to focus on the lives of 4 single black women. The tagline, "Single but never solo," suggests that the show explores their personal experiences as they deal with the highs and lows of single life. However, the official synopsis doesn't say much about their friendships or careers. Even in the promotional image, the women are shown separately instead of together, which hints that the show might focus more on their individual stories rather than a tight-knit group dynamic. What connects them all is their shared status as single women, which likely sets the stage for storylines about dating, relationships, and personal growth.
Look at me. You want me? Look at me.
I'm looking.
Karen, I don't love you no more.
Dang.
I don't want to be with you no more.
A Fall from Grace drew criticism for its portrayal of colorism. The film follows Grace Waters, played by Crystal Fox, as she decides to pursue love again after a painful experience with her ex-husband's affair. However, as she grows closer to her new husband, portrayed by Mehcad Brooks, she discovers dark secrets about him. Grace's vulnerability takes a dark turn, leading to her being accused of and fraud, ultimately landing her in jail. The movie delves into themes of love, betrayal, and the repercussions of one's actions.
When you wake up, you don't know that today will be the day to change your life.
Man, that was deep.
Please tell me what happened.
Tyler Perry's movies, including Acrimony, often generate discussions and
That was a
debates on
deep
social
movie.
media platforms like Twitter. Some viewers criticize Perry for repeatedly portraying the trauma that black women experience at the hands of men in his films, while others argue that he is shedding light on real-life issues that many black women can relate to. These debates highlight the impact of Perry's storytelling and his ability to provoke conversations around important topics. One of the internet users said, "Tyler Perry refuses to produce a show that doesn't involve the emotional abuse, torture, and beating of the downtrodden black women. Another one wrote, Tyler Perry has literally went from sleeping in his car broke to having a net worth of $600 million, opening a huge studio in Atlanta to employ aspiring black actresses and actors, so put some respect on his name. His movies tells the pain women go through. Critics of Tyler Perry argue that despite his contributions to the black community, he should also be held accountable for his missteps. They highlight instances in his movies and television shows where black women are portrayed in a negative light or subjected to unpleasant behavior. Some believe that Perry's works perpetuate respectability politics as the only path to happiness and success for his characters.
Manage it, grow it, through all the growing pains of it all. You've managed to do it all on your own, figuring it out and learning as you've gone.
Additionally, there are concerns that he assumes a level of creative control that might overlook other talented black and brown female writers and directors in the industry, as evidenced by his adaptation of Ntozake Shanga's play For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. These criticisms reflect a desire for a more nuanced and responsible portrayal of characters and narratives in Perry's work.
You know, when you think about film and television, it's been done the same way for years. You know, you record an image and you put it out there. Well, just because it's been done that way for many, many years.
Black comedians, much like actors, have expressed disdain for Perry's use of cross-dressing. Over time, many black comedians have included cross-dressing in their routines to provoke laughter. This comedic tactic involves contrasting their authoritative demeanor with the comical side of them in feminine attire. While it can create comedic moments, it also holds deeper connotations. What are the ramifications of employing cross-dressing as a comedic device in this scenario? As Dave Chappelle noted,
it's like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress.
During a recent appearance on Oprah's show, comedian Dave Chappelle raised a thought-provoking query. He pondered why numerous successful black male entertainers have opted to explore cross-dressing during their careers. A prominent instance is Martin Lawrence, known for his starring role in the Big Mama's House series. Similarly, Eddie Murphy introduced a female character into his diverse array of roles in the Nutty Professor film series.
This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
Jamie Foxx made a lasting impression with his unforgettable Ugly Wanda character on In Living Color, while Marlon and Shawn Wayans delved into gender reversal for their roles in White Chicks. Furthermore, the less successful Juwanna Mann movie from a few years ago is a chapter that some may prefer to leave in the past.
I'm here! Ooh, that girl get around.
Really?
Just you and me, right?
Among these examples, one figure emerges as the most prominent cross-dresser in contemporary entertainment, Tyler Perry. Perry, recognized not only for his contributions to the entertainment industry, but also for his influence in right-wing evangelical circles, has achieved significant success and acclaim through his Medea franchise.
On Black Friday. What the hell is Black Friday? Every Friday is Friday. I'm black. That's a Black Friday. What are you talking about?
Tyler Perry has not only achieved success in the gospel play arena, but has also effectively expanded his triumph into the film industry, bringing his unique portrayal to a broader cinematic audience.
It's a stage play. It's like Broadway, just with black people.
Tyler Perry's latest book, Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings, notably earned a place on the esteemed New York Times bestsellers list. This prompts a compelling inquiry. What underpins this phenomenon? Why do these artists opt to participate in actions that might seem to challenge conventional masculinity? And why does the audience eagerly embrace the spectacle of black men in such scenarios? One viewpoint suggests that portraying black masculinity within a more feminine framework could potentially diminish perceptions of threat and enhance comfort for certain individuals. These portrayals of black men in cross-dressing roles could serve as a counterweight to the prevailing, assertive image often associated with hip-hop culture. Then there's the layer no one wants to say out loud, but everyone talks about behind closed doors, the ongoing speculation about Tyler Perry's. He's never confirmed or denied anything, and he shouldn't have to. But in a town as image-conscious and politically messy as Hollywood, especially Black Hollywood, where masculinity often comes with rigid expectations, Perry's polished private persona has made some uncomfortable. Rumors swirl, and some suggest that might be part of why certain old-school figures like Denzel and Spike keep their distance. Is it rooted in homophobia, generational values, or just personality differences? Hard to say. But what's clear is that Perry represents a new wave of black storytelling, louder, flashier, unapologetically solo, and not everyone's on board. Some say this is all just ego, that Spike and Denzel don't like how fast Perry rose to the top, how he did it without their blessing, and how he built a billion-dollar empire while critics kept trying to tear him down. Others argue it's about protecting the culture, about holding black cinema to a higher standard, and pushing back against narratives that feel reductive or regressive. Either way, the distance between them is real. Numerous voices have expressed resistance to witnessing further instances of black men in dresses, asserting that this trend has reached a saturation point. They argue that our society already contends with numerous influences that might undercut perceptions of black men's masculinity, and there's no necessity to exacerbate these dynamics in any manner.
When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So, protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
It is indeed heart-wrenching that we are opposed to witnessing further instances of black men in dresses. This phenomenon seems to have reached its limit, and our society already grapples with numerous factors that can undermine the perception of black men's masculinity. We believe there's no need to contribute to these forces any further.
I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you gotta know that you're a brand.
Over an extended period, Hollywood played a leading role in perpetuating a variety of regrettable stereotypes that ultimately influenced the perception of black individuals for a significant portion of the population. During this period, a debate emerged, suggesting that due to the limited opportunities in the entertainment industry, black artists often felt compelled to take on stereotypical roles as a means of sustaining their livelihoods. The question now is whether this is just a clash of artistic vision, or if it's something deeper, more personal, and more permanent. Could time ever bring these three together, or is the divide too wide to ever bridge? Is it ego, creative pride, or cultural tension that keeps them apart? Is Tyler Perry being unfairly judged, or is the criticism rooted in something valid? And more importantly, will we ever see Denzel Washington walk onto a Tyler Perry set? Don't count on it. But in Hollywood, never say never. That's it for today.
Never
See you
say
in the next
never.
video. Until then, goodbye.
Yeah, I think Tyler Perry got a lot of explaining to do. And I was kind of digging this movie, man. That's especially Straw. I thought that was pretty hip. Hey, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, I think they real. I think the more Tyler was doing all this stuff, I think the more he slept his way to the top. Yeah. You got a lot of undercover rich people that say, I wouldn't mind one or two times, because once you hit it a couple of times, just like men or whatever, once you hit it a couple of times, it's old and forgotten about. But when it's fresh, yeah, I think he probably went to sleep a couple of times to get to the top also. Yeah. Come on, man. TD Jakes too. How you think he got all that money to open up them big old churches and stuff? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.